When I first moved out of home, I moved into a studio apartment that was basically just a lift accessed via a garage. My house key was literally just a garage remote that had previously been inhabited by my friend Flair. She was moving interstate and needed someone to take over the lease. The rent was incredibly cheap. It seemed like a steal. So I moved in. The landlord, John, seemed like a fairly odd guy. He just had a weird vibe about him. Claire told me that he was in the SAS back in the UK. He talked a lot and came over constantly. He'd often just be there in the garage when I got home and talk my ear off. But again, the rent was cheap. So I moved in. After the first week, I noticed that there were cameras attached to the roof facing the bed. If they'd been there when I first moved in, I hadn't noticed them. I contacted John, and he told me they were just part of a security system he hadn't set up yet and weren't actually plugged in or connected. I didn't believe him. I tried to kind of joke about it and said that even if they weren't plugged in, I felt like they were looking at it. So could we please remove them? And he agreed. I still behaved for the rest of my time there as though there were hidden cameras because I assumed there were. Living there was pretty nerve-wracking. John would show up at all hours to use the garage downstairs, so I'd get woken up early in the morning by hearing my front door open with no idea who was entering unless I poked my head down the ladder. Yes, I accessed my house via a ladder. He'd be down there doing bleep knows what with power tools at 8 in the morning on a Sunday. One weekend I went to stay with my boyfriend. I was gone the whole weekend. When I returned, someone had stayed at my house. My bed was disheveled and there were short black hairs all over my white pillow, like someone had shaved or just had a short haircut then slept on it. In the bathroom, my towel and floor mat were damp, but the weirdest part was that someone had used my toothbrush. I am a bit of a bleat when it comes to dental hygiene, and I am absolutely meticulous about the state of my toothbrush. It needs to be absolutely spotless after use and placed standing up, not touching anything. It was lying on the edge of the sink in a puddle of water, covered in bits of toothpaste like someone had used it and only half bothered rinsing it. To this day, I can't imagine what would possess someone to use somebody else's toothbrush. I moved out shortly after, but during that time I barely slept a wink and was asleep, hugging a heavy wooden baseball bat like it was a teddy bear. So John, thanks for making my first experience out of home so weird and scary. Let's not meet.